This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says Pakistan is among the few countries in the world largely controlling COVID-19 pandemic in a short span of time. The federal government has directed the concerned authorities to launch a crackdown against the sugar mafia in the light of the Sugar Inquiry Commission's report. The Senate today unanimously passed a resolution lauding the selfless and relentless struggle and sacrifices of Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani for the inalienable right of self-determination of the people of occupied Kashmir. The veteran Kashmiri leader Sayyid Ali Gilani, in a message to the Kashmiri people in connection with 5th of August, said this day has gone down as the blackest day in the history of the subcontinent. The 72nd martyrdom anniversary of Captain Muhammad Shaheed is being observed today. Iran has vowed to support peace and stability in Afghanistan based on the outcome of intra-Afghan talks owned and led by the Afghans. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Pakistan is among the few countries that have largely controlled COVID-19 pandemic in a short period. Addressing the media this afternoon, he said deaths reported due to coronavirus yesterday were the lowest in 3 months. The Prime Minister said with a continuous declining trend of coronavirus cases in the country, the pressure on hospitals has reduced. He said the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government was the first that adopted the policy of smart lockdown, which proved successful. He said other countries replicated this policy. Imran Khan said the countries that enforced complete lockdown, such as India, suffered a lot in respect of increase in poverty. He said disbursement of the amount among the needy under the SR's program during the pandemic was another success story of the government. The Prime Minister warned that if precautionary measures are not adopted during Eid al-Azha and Muharram al-Haram, the country will witness another spike of coronavirus cases. The number of those recovering from COVID-19 continues to increase across the country, with 241,026 patients so far recovered from the infection. According to the latest statistics, 1,176 new coronavirus cases were reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total tally to 274,289. These include 118,311 in the Sindh province, 92,073 in the Punjab, 33,397 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 11,601 in Balochistan, 14,884 in the Islamabad Capital Territory, 1,989 in Gilgit-Baltistan, and 2,034 in Azad Kashmir. Meanwhile, 20 patients died of the virus during the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 5,842. 22,056 corona tests were carried out during this period. The federal government today directed the concerned authorities to launch a crackdown against the sugar mafia in the light of the Sugar Inquiry Commission's report and submit implementation report in the next 90 days. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Accountability, Mirza Shahzad Akbar, has written separate letters to the Governor State Bank of Pakistan, Competition Commission of Pakistan, Chief Secretaries of the Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Sindh to launch a crackdown against the sugar mafia. Sugar Inquiry Commission's report has also been annexed with the letters written after seeking consent of the Prime Minister Imran Khan. The Federal Cabinet has already accorded consent to the action plan on June 23rd to implement the Sugar Commission's report. According to a press release, the federal government has also sought clarification from Competitive Commission of Pakistan over the delay in action against sugar cartels. The Minister for Federal Education and Professional Training, Shafqat Mahmood, has emphasized the need for use of technology to remove traditional hurdles in the path of education. He was chairing a meeting of EdTech partners in Islamabad today to promote the technology-driven education in the country. The minister urged public and private sector to work together for the noble cause of education. The National Assembly was informed today that the government has taken several steps to increase local defense production capacity of the country. Replying to a question during question hour, the Parliamentary Secretary for Defense Production, Rubina Jamil, said Pakistan Aeronautical Complex is striving hard to achieve maintenance, repairs, and overall facility for the JF-17 aircraft. She said the complex has acquired the ability for indigenous inspection of aircrafts, saving huge foreign exchange. Rubina Jamil said significant progress has been made on indigenous development of target drones as well as long endurance unmanned aerial vehicles. She said National Radio Telecommunication Corporation have almost achieved self-sufficiency in radars, jammers, radio sets, besides development of software-based medical equipment, including ventilators. This is Radio Pakistan. The Senate today unanimously passed a resolution lauding the selfless and relentless struggle and sacrifices of Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani for the inalienable right of self-determination of the people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The House lauded his unwavering commitment, dedication, perseverance, and leadership, and his role in exposing the Indian atrocities, suppressive measures, and human rights violations in occupied Kashmir. The Senate also expressed concern over Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani's continued unjustified house arrest in frail health at the age of 90 years. The Chairman Parliamentary Committee on Kashmir, Shahryar Khan Afridi, has stressed the need for better utilization of social media platforms to highlight the plight of the oppressed people of occupied Kashmir. He expressed these views during his visit to Pakistan Telecommunication Authority in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, the chairman Pakistan Telecommunication Authority, retired Major General Amir Azim Bajwa, reiterated that the authority will continue to engage with social media platforms in order to highlight the unwarranted blocking of accounts of Pakistani parliamentarians and public for posting content in support of the Kashmiris. In occupied Kashmir, veteran Hurriyat leader Sayyid Ali Gilani has called for a complete strike on 5th of August while appealing to the people of Jammu and Kashmir to observe the day as Awareness Day. Sayyid Ali Gilani, in a message to the Kashmiri people in connection with August 5th, said this day has gone down as the blackest day in the history of the subcontinent. He pointed out that the way fascist Indian government shamelessly bifurcated occupied Jammu and Kashmir and merged it with India has lifted the veil of hypocrisy and deception from New Delhi's face. Sayyid Ali Gilani emphasized that the way the Indian rulers manifested brutality by confining the entire population of Kashmir into their houses and converted the territory into the world's biggest jail for several months posed an open challenge to the international community. The 72nd martyrdom anniversary of Captain Muhammad Shaheed Nishan-e-Haider is being observed today. Raja Muhammad Sarwar was commissioned in the Punjab Regiment in 1944. He rendered supreme sacrifice for the nation and embraced martyrdom on 27th of July 1948 at Orhi sector in Kashmir War against the Indian Army. He was posthumously awarded the first Nishan-e-Haider. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Senator Shibli Faraz, has paid rich tributes and homage to Captain Raja Muhammad Shaheed. In a tweet today on his martyrdom anniversary, he said Captain Shaheed had made history with his unparalleled courage. Iran has vowed to support peace and stability in Afghanistan, stressing the need to establish peace based on the outcome of intra-Afghan talks owned and led by the Afghans. In a statement, the Special Representative of Iranian Foreign Minister for Afghan Affairs, Mohammad Ibrahim Tahiri, dismissed the recent remarks by the American Special Representative for Afghanistan Reconciliation, Zalmay Khalilzad, who blamed Iran for insufficient support for the Afghan peace process. And finally, the weather. Rain, wind, thunder showers are expected in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Upper Punjab, Gilgit, Baltistan, and Kashmir during the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, rain is expected in coastal areas of Sindh and Balochistan. However, hot and humid weather is expected in other parts of the country. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.